This is Your Favorite Character Sucks with Jon.
Oh, we're rolling. Matt.
And Brandon.
A podcast where we look at characters in our favorite books and decide which is the best. Well, not just books, right? Movies, TV shows.
Any form of media, really, yeah.
Right. How does one determine media? How does one determine what the best character is? Well, with our extensive literary knowledge and a level of confidence possessed only by an American man, we can discover the answer to any question. Before we begin, my conscience would not let me go on without first saying that this podcast has assumed you are familiar with the series being discussed. If you haven't read, listened to, watched, or gone on an acid trip that has revealed to you the plot of the series under discussion, then you should stop listening now until you've read or watched whatever we're talking about. You have been warned. On today's episode, Futurama. Twice canceled, once condemned by the Space Pope. So we have two returning, Your Favorite Character Sucks, All-Stars, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what they are.
I feel uncomfortable grading our guests.
All right, well, anyway.
Every guest is exceptional in their own way.
Jeff, from our community
Mr. Mac,
episode,
yeah.
which may or may not have aired, I don't know what order I'll put these out in. And then Emily, who was on our Harry Potter episode, which definitely aired.
OG.
Yeah.
The pilot.
The pilot of Your Favorite Character Sucks.
Fancy.
Yeah. And the best episode. Better than the community
Yet
episode,
again,
for
I
sure.
feel
No,
uncomfortable
okay.
grading our
I was just joking. Okay.
That was definitely the best. Fine.
Who wants to do the opening statement
Well, first of all,
Futurama?
okay. You can't just say Futurama. That's
Well,
not...
it will open. The episode will open saying, this is the Futurama episode.
Oh, I guess I don't know because I haven't listened to an episode yet.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. No,
On
none
every
of the
episode
listeners.
has never listened to one.
Why would I have to listen to them? I'm here. I live it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you haven't heard the commercials
What about the Game of
editing.
Thrones if you
No.
weren't there for that one?
He actively would hate the commercials if you listen to them. Yeah. But anyway, you're starting, Matt, then? You're telling us the opening scene?
I'll start with an honorable mention for the
Okay.
people.
All right.
Nibbler.
Nibbler.
Love us some.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nibbler's a good character.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And the way his character expands
Yeah.
as the series goes on is pretty great.
I love how he
And out of
is
nowhere. Out
drawn
of fucking
and
nowhere.
how he's also voiced.
Yeah. Oh,
Insane.
man. Yes.
The voice acting on that character is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just like, if you see that character,
We're not cute.
and that's another thing, the goofiness of the show. But I'll talk about that later because I can't get
Are
into
you
that.
going to start with the opening statement?
Absolutely not.
What?
I think everybody should go
Someone
around.
else
Yeah,
go?
are
Start
we
with your
just gonna
honorable
do our
mention.
honorable
I'm still
mention?
looking at the menu. Can somebody else go?
Okay, I'll do my honorable mention.
All right.
Scruffy.
Oh no,
Scruffy?
Scruffy.
Scruffy's
Wait,
a good one.
Scruffy the...
Janitor. Yeah.
I get him confused with the dog who's Seymour, right?
Seymour.
Seymour.
Seymour
Yeah.
is Scruffy, but
He is Scruffy.
That's
He's a
my
Scruffy
honorable,
dog.
my honorable mention is Seymour, but
we're going with all like
yeah.
animals and also a janitor.
Scruffy. God dang it. You just call custodial workers animals.
Whoa! Not all custodial workers, just the one.
Yeah. No, that dude, he owns like the largest stake in
in Planet Express.
Planet Express. That dude is like low key the owner of Planet Express. Yeah,
Yeah.
Scruffy.
Just love how no one ever remembers who he is, and he's like, I'm Scruffy.
Scruffy.
Yeah, he's always there. He's always in the
I
background.
continue my impersonations. That was Scruffy.
Relax.
My honorable mention. I'm gonna say Mom.
No,
We were talking about Mom.
Mom can honestly be a character.
Yeah,
No,
very
Mom
good
is-
character, and like the only
Great antagonist.
Yeah, kind of like reoccurring villain, I guess you could say.
She comes back a lot.
Yeah.
And she's great because anytime they want to like criticize capitalism or like
Oh, yeah.
tech, so she's always that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
I
I love how
always
she's
there.
just like. She has that huge dress, but it's just like a suit, and then
So
she just steps out of it like a
Hello,
skinny old lady.
dearies.
Yeah.
The character design is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
And then
Yeah.
she completely sounds different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Her
god.
three-
Just
Idiot
slaps her
sons.
3 sons.
No, yeah,
So good.
goons.
What are their names?
I don't even
know.
I don't remember their names. I remember
They're-
their
it's just the
really
Three
stupid,
Stooges.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curly Mo.
But also,
Very lots of intelligence
also the way
went
that
through
she slaps them evolves over time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so like
without
sometimes
doubt.
it'll be like a button with a hand that comes out and does
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll be
Did all three.
Yeah.
Yeah, all three at
Sometimes
once.
it'll be slap your brother.
Yeah.
Slap your brothers.
You do the work.
You know what's gonna happen.
No, I feel like
Oh.
Mom is an excellent character. Can't talk about Professor without talking about Mom.
All right,
Part of
so
the
I'm going to talk about the professor because we just talked about Mom.
Is that your honorable mention, the Professor?
No. Do I need to make an honorable mention?
No, but if
Do you
you
have-
Okay, I mean, I was going to go with Kif Yeah.
Kiff. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, Kip is good.
Yeah, really good.
Kip, but I wasn't sure if anybody picked him, so that's why.
Secondary love story, right?
No.
The best
Yeah.
secondary
You
love
make
story
your honorable mention.
is
If
Amy
someone
Wong.
picked that as their character, it wasn't good enough.
There we go.
That's just the facts. They just aren't good enough.
Amy Wong and Kiff. Yeah,
They're the best. I love whenever they like hold hands and he gets all excited. It happened again, and like
Yeah.
they don't know that that's how he gets pregnant.
When he gets
Yeah.
pregnant.
Yeah.
When he goes to
Just
meet
watch that
her,
up.
when he goes to meet her parents on the Bungalow Ranch.
Yeah, the Bungalow
in
Ranch.
Mars. So
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Good times, good times.
And then he has to put up with your character, presumably. I don't know who your character is.
Presumably, don't
Yeah.
presume.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
he's like the actual
That's my
competent
job.
one,
Yeah.
but he's
Yeah.
the second to
Yeah.
Exasperated always.
yeah.
Professor Farnsworth is the heart of Futurama.
Is this
because-
the honorable mention?
No.
So you didn't make an honorable mention?
I'll make an honorable mention later.
I just feel like you should really gut shot someone if their character was the honorable mention.
Zapp Brannigan would be my honorable mention. No.
All right, done.
You're
won't.
out.
You literally will not. 'Cause you're a coward. Because you think
Okay,
I
all
won't.
right, I got an honorable mention. You ready?
Okay.
Richard Nixon is my honorable mention.
Okay,
Oh,
that's a good
yes.
one.
Yeah.
Richard, the head in the jar.
The whole head in the jar situation.
The head of the jar
But it
is the
should be
best.
Agnew.
Yeah,
Like-
Agnew got it.
Agnew.
Yeah, it's the robot body.
I love when he
well,
like cries for him.
Yes. It's such a part. It's also one of my favorite things about Futurama is the rewriting of history.
Yeah.
And just, we get history wrong, you know what I mean? Surfs Up Hammurabi when they go to like the museum, and it's Einstein and Hammurabi
God.
surfing in like the 1950s.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, it's so bad. So, all right, there you go, Nixon.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
Well,
the best
President
character
Nixon.
Okay.
is Professor Farnsworth because he is the source of so many plots. He sends them off on their missions. He owns Planet Express. He
Didn't we just talk about how he doesn't own it?
Okay. Scruffy, yeah. Low key, yeah. Stockholder, right? He also is the reason that when Fry gets unfrozen, he has a place to go because that's his relative, his extremely elderly nephew, or great nephew,
Great.
yeah, which is also amazing.
Great.
And so without Planet Express, these people would not all be together. So it's his Planet Express, and it's the missions he sends them on. And even when he's not sending them on missions, he's inventing something that causes a lot of the plots to happen.
Yeah.
Improvised opening statement. Done.
I just
Boom.
watched the
What do you mean
episode where
improvise?
they-
I didn't plan that.
That's how we always do it, though.
Oh, no, I write my script mine out.
Oh.
I just watched
Same.
the episode where where he's like, "Good news, everyone! We just had."
Oh, that one.
It's our.
That one episode
Yeah.
where he says
Which
good news,
specific
everyone.
one was that one?
It's our 100th delivery, and it's like season 7. Like,
Yeah, they're just now making
and then
it.
someone, I don't remember who was at the table. They're like, "That's like 10 deliveries a year."
Yeah. The
How are they
profits.
still going?
Yeah, no. On the episode where we find out that Scruffy is a majority stakeholder.
Yeah.
The profits for that year were like 7 cents.
Yeah.
It was like, but it was because of losses. Like they made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was
They
because
make
of
a
so many
shit ton of money,
losses
no,
having to like
absolutely.
repair the ships and
Yeah,
all
of
that
course.
stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, who's next? Opening statement.
We can just go.
Yeah,
around.
just go around the table.
Oh,
Okay.
we just go around because you're last.
I mean, I'm ready. If you
Okay,
want.
so we'll go clockwise.
I like to honor the guests.
Okay.
You know.
True, we honor the guests here. But first we honor ourselves. Well, you went first.
So confusing. All right, go.
It's not confusing at all.
We have no order, and that's
Okay.
our order. All right, go.
Okay. I have Taranga Leela.
Whoop.
Yep.
I always forget she has a first name.
Yeah, no one
No,
ever.
yeah.
I think actually I also watched an episode today where they said Taranga Leela and the guy was like, "You mean Leela?"
Yeah, no, exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
Fry and Leela go by their last name.
Yeah,
It's
I
where she
hate
gets
it.
found out that she's a mutant and
Oh,
she gets
yes.
sent back, and then they get sentenced to 2
Yes.
weeks in the sewer.
Which is a great part of her character too.
What,
Yeah.
Leela?
Sure.
Yeah,
The
she's a mutant.
search for who her parentage is
Yeah.
and discovery of what they.
She's
what
this
actually
alien that like it's the
Yeah.
only one of her species, but it's because she's
Yeah,
not an alien.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
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 But that's what makes her the best.
Spoiler alert, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to see it. Yeah. But anyway.
Also, she is one reason why all of the other guys are alive.
She's the most competent.
Yes.
She's definitely the most. If
Oh,
this
God,
was-
yes.
Well,
Oh,
This
yeah.
was
she
who's the
has
most competent
her
character?
moments.
She's the main three.
She's the
that make
captain.
She
equilibrium.
does. She has like.
She's the captain of the ship, first of all,
I
and
guess
she's
that's
the only
true.
female.
She-
so
Is
that
like,
captain by, like,
I gotta
what?
go.
Who designated that?
But she's one of the only characters whose like insecurities are her weakness.
Yeah.
Whereas like all the other ones
Yeah.
are just straight up idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying
Like,
that
she-
weaknesses are their weakness?
Yeah, they have no strengths. She is weak because she has like these insecurities, like I want to find someone, or I can't find my parents or whatever.
Sense of
There's all
identity
these things,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
sense of identity, and so she ends up making mistakes because of that.
Yeah.
Like when she marries that guy, when she goes to that planet, and that guy is like dating
Yes.
7 different
That
Yeah,
episode
species.
so
he
good.
like
Yeah.
morphs. In,
Yeah.
That's
He's
a
just
great
like
one.
a cockroach, basically.
He's a
Yeah, he is a cockroach.
Yeah.
He's a cockroach.
He's catfishing
Yeah.
several different women from species that are not there. Like they can't
Yeah.
find their. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's I gotta figure out what that episode's called. It's amazing. But anyway.
Yeah. She's legit though.
No, we like Leela, I think, more than we like most
Yeah.
female leads.
Yeah, I was gonna pick. Well, I like a lot of female
Well,
leads.
I don't like
I'm not
a lot.
sexist like you. I like a lot of female leads.
Well, you are sexist, but just not like me.
Yeah, I
There
like
you go, yeah.
I like a lot of female leads. They got great asses.
Okay.
I'm not sexist. The most erotic part of the woman is the boobies. That's a Zapp
Yeah, good
Brannigan
quote.
quote.
Yeah, I love that quote.
Oh man.
Zapp is truly
Yeah.
chef's kiss.
I want to say one more thing for Leela though. One half of the romantic lead, in
Yeah.
this, in the
Oh, yeah. And that's part of
and
it,
that's a
yeah.
huge part of why Futurama is a great show.
Why? Because
Yes.
love is the root of every story?
Because Futurama, I would say like not until like BoJack Horseman, which is strange that it is so good, but
Why would that be strange?
has a cartoon like made me feel more than just like laughter. You know what I mean?
No.
Like
Yeah.
it is
No.
very emotional, and Leela and Fry's relationship is a lot of those
Yeah.
emotional
Yes.
A lot
episodes.
of up and down.
Every
And-
time they actually get really deep, you're like,
Yeah.
"Ah, damn it.
Yes.
Those are the
and,
only episodes
and
I
the
actually enjoy.
final episode, I will not lie, I cried during that.
Oh,
final
yeah.
I did
episode.
too.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
No, it's
Oh, yeah.
sad, but I mean, it's
It's
like,
sad. It's sad for multiple reasons.
But then
Last
it's happy
episode, but
sad.
then also it's beautiful. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful what happens.
I don't cry at happy sad.
Do you want to? Do you
I cry
want
at
to?
sad,
Do you want to
sad
do it
stuff.
again? Let's do it. And they
Yeah.
they do it. They're gonna live
Yeah.
it all again. Oh,
But how
it's
many
so
times do they
freaking
do
beautiful.
It's true
Um,
love.
The one way future machine or
Oh, I love that episode.
Also a great one for their character.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that episode. I love time travel stuff, and so that episode is
The
good
movies.
times.
What,
Time travel's good at
Bender's,
Futurama
Bender's
because-
Big Score. Is that what the movie is?
yeah.
We're
Yeah,
not
we're-
talking about the films, are we?
Well, yeah, that's.
I want to talk about the
technically-
films. Arguably, like if you want to compare like that as an episode, it's got to be top
Which
5
movie?
episodes. The movie Bender's Big Score is the first
Yeah.
movie they made after the guy canceled, and I would argue that it might have been the selling point to get them back on air. It's like this
yeah.
movie is so freaking good.
I don't know
Oh, yeah.
anything about the
Well,
chronology of the show.
the reason they made the movies is they made them specifically so that way they could later on cut them up and air them like
Smart.
episodes.
But is that
Yeah.
is that included?
They
in
aired
the
it-
Seasons, though?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It
If
I
you-
mean,
is.
I've seen it.
If you watch now, yeah, it's just listed.
It's just listed.
Oh, yeah.
Truly? Okay.
Yeah, if you watch it on
Okay,
like,
so
Max.
you know about like Seymour the dog.
Yeah.
How
yeah. Oh, I've seen it.
well
yeah.
that's the saddest thing, but then
Well,
then they retcon it and it turns out that
Because there's
Fry
one
went back
where
in time.
like
Yeah.
there's a whole season where they like recap, like they spend the first like 3 minutes of the episode like,
Oh, okay.
previously on.
So you've seen he went back and lived with Seymour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really finally like puts the nail in the coffin, like Leela and Fry are together.
Yeah.
That movie kind of puts them together.
I didn't even feel like there was ever really will they won't they type thing. I always just assumed they'd end up.
Yeah, well,
I never did. She
At,
hated him.
at first, she was
I
not
think
She
into
hated
it.
him.
yeah, the
She-
very beginning it was not.
She's
But
also
later
pissed
on,
because he's the reason she lost her job. Like something happened at the place she was supposed to get like his DNA or something.
yeah, in the very first
She's
episode,
supposed to
you
assign
give-
him a job.
yeah,
and he
you
wouldn't
give
let
your
her, like,
occupation
prick
shit.
his-
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
she has to lead
Yeah.
these incompetent idiots because of him.
yeah.
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 Well,
Yeah.
So yeah, and then going back to the very first episode too. My character Bender, I would say is the best because again, like you were saying about a lot of the plot stuff. I mean, in the very beginning with the suicide booth, if it weren't for Bender,
suicide.
Yeah.
you know, I mean that episode would have been real short. It would have been over and done with, and then became roommates. And still, one of my favorite
Yeah.
episodes is their hunt for an apartment, which is like the second episode.
Sure.
Because it's so great. And then-
They're the Ovid and Troy of
Yes.
Futurama. Bender
yeah,
Fry.
and they just, and then Bender has some of the best lines. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
yes, Zapp's got some good ones, but I mean, come on, Bender's going to go make a new Jerusalem with, hookers and gambling. I mean,
See,
come on.
I actually was talking to Brandon about this earlier. I don't like Bender that much.
Oh yeah.
I think he's a
Uh-oh.
okay character,
Yeah.
but he's not like I mean, he's one of the because there's three main characters.
Leela, Bender, Fry.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they're like the trinity of Futurama.
Yeah.
I think out of the three of them, Bender is definitely my least favorite. And I only say this because, and this is my problem with the series as a whole, and some of the humor is really, really good.
Yes.
Like the straightforward level, but it is just very goofy. The show is unapologetically goofy.
Bender is just so dismissive of everything.
And
That's the reason I love him.
Well, he puts on a big front. You know, he acts all hard, and
He's programmed, all right?
but he's
Well,
always.
he is also hard.
But then he gets all emotional about things,
Yes.
and then one of the episode where they mess up his emotional chip.
Yeah.
And he starts feeling for Leela and all that stuff.
Nibbler,
Nibbler, and he gets things are too cute.
Some of my favorite episodes are Bender's.
Well, I was gonna say the one that he realizes he doesn't have a backup. Whatever it's called, and he's like, I don't want to die. Like I thought I was gonna live forever.
Yeah, because.
So there's things about him that because of his invincibility, he's invincible. He doesn't give a crap about anything. But then when he finds out he's not, then a crisis of character. Yeah.
Crisis.
Also, I think one of my favorite episodes is like when they're doing the apartment hunting, and Fry realizes that they've been living in the closet this whole time.
That is the best. I love that episode.
That's the other thing too is Fry is relying on these people of the future to bring him into the future, and Bender is his main lifeline.
Yes.
No, it's problematic.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
But some of my favorite episodes are Bender's episodes for sure. Like,
you want to live in a closet? Okay, that's weird, but all right.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is on when I was looking at like what are the top episodes because I was trying to remind myself of good episodes. A lot of number one, like on a lot of the number one lists, is Bender God episode where he has
that episode's
on
very
there.
good.
A lot of people say that's like one of the best episodes.
Oh no, it is. That one is. Where he becomes
it's number one on a lot
I
of
assume
lists.
all the top ranked ones are the ones that like literally make you cry.
But I also I agree with that. But that episode it's a pretty powerful because it's saying stuff about.
It's the whole
God,
one of.
But I don't care about that kind of stuff.
If you do things correctly, it's like you did nothing at all.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also love the episode where he. It's all like a fantasy, but there's another robot that's better than him. And so he goes to get like something to him. I can't remember like fixed. But instead, he decides to abandon all that, and he finds an island of other like robots that have been put out of commission. And my favorite one is the one that you have to put a cassette in to say what. And Bender says something like, "We need to go kill all humans," and he like rummages through his tapes, puts it in. What? And then Bender says something else, and he takes it out, puts it right back in. What? Yeah. The same tone.
I do actually. That's one of my favorite.
And then also with him and Beck. When they go on tour,
oh god,
with the injured robots, and then he ends up getting fixed.
He wants to be a globetrotter.
Yeah.
On the episode where the globetrotters come to challenge humanity, Bender wants to be a globetrotter. He's really sad because they're like, "Get out of our way, puny, whatever." And he's very upset by it.
So he has emotions. Gender Bender. I mean, there's so many great ones.
With the Olympics, that's really funny.
Which, again, way ahead of its time.
Also, Bender brings us into the robot world, which the robot world of Futurama is fucking insane. Like, the devil robot?
Yeah.
The Santa Claus robot?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of robot stuff that's amazing. The soap operas, the robot, what's his name?
Calculon,
Jesus, man.
No, I love Calculon. Calculon's like the robot version of Zapp.
Yeah.
But what's the psychopath one that they always
Oh my god, Stabby?
Stabby.
Is it Stabby?
No.
But he's always...
I'm gonna practice my stabbing.
I gotta get
Isn't it like Roberto?
There's all the robots are...
Or a preacher bot.
Yeah.
Preacher bot,
Clamps.
Talking about robosexuality.
Yeah.
Go
but
clamp them.
Hedonism's probably my favorite one.
Oh, Hedonism
bot. God damn it.
Great. Like...
No, the supporting characters are insane.
Yeah. There's so many of them, too.
Yeah, there's an infinite amount of random characters.
I also love how, like, having a robot on the team would solve a lot of the problems. However, he doesn't give a shit. So he doesn't. Part of the humor is he does not solve the problems, even though he could. Yeah.
No. He just ends up falling in love with the ship. And
alcohol fuels him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's the best is when he doesn't drink, he gets drunk, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
Gets the rust beard.
I don't have a problem with Bender. I just think he is the weakest out of the three main characters, for sure.
Well, then tell us who you like, then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll go last.
Wait, what?
While we're orbiting and passing by me, honorable mention.
Honorable mention, Hermes.
Honorable mention.
Oh, yeah.
Hermes.
Hermes is
La Barbara? His wife,
La
La
Barbara.
Barbara.
I was actually just talking about how
Barbados
if I were to pick a serious character,
Yeah,
it might
Barbados
actually be
Slim.
Hermes.
The antagonist Barbados Slim is so amazing.
And you find out Hermes is the one that like saves
Saves
Bender, yeah.
Oh,
He's number
man.
5.
Oh, absolutely.
Such a good episode,
Yeah.
too.
Very good.
The bureaucracy.
Oh, the whole bureaucracy.
I love it.
Yes.
So that
I love
episode,
that
episode, I was in college and we were talking about bureaucracies, and the professor is trying to explain to people what a bureaucracy is, and so I just was like, well, I can explain it if you want, and so I explained it to the entire class
From Futurama.
So everyone's looking at me like, how do you know? And I was like, you're not going to want me to tell you why I know this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
It expands the Futurama lore so
Yes,
much.
yes, it does.
I love the whole bureaucrat part of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that his mother is constantly referenced. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
there was one where he said something about his mother, God rest her zombie bones. And, like, there's just so many, like, who is his mom? Like, there's so much references to his mom in the past. God rest her zombie
Yeah,
bones. And then
mysterious character.
I also love the spiciness of Hermes.
Yes.
Like when he puts the hot
Absolutely.
sauce, on his food and it drips on the plate, fries through the plate,
Yeah.
the table, the floor, goes through many floors, goes through the ground, goes and burns the robot devil.
Yeah.
And then Hermes takes a bite and he's like, it's not that spicy.
Super honorable mention.
Oh, God. All right.
Super
So now tell us
honorable.
your character.
Yeah,
is.
who's your character then?
Brandon's not going to let you pass him up.
Which is because I feel like that's Brandon's role just in my life as well. This is
Keep
one
you
of
on
my
track.
things, yeah.
All right, go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I think that the best character in the series Futurama is Zapp.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And the reason why it's Zapp is because he's the best character. And that's the kind of logic that
circular.
Zapp would endorse.
That's true. Yeah.
A phenomenal character.
Well,
I guess he's
Zapp would cry and say he's not the best until we all admitted that he was the best and
Yes.
he'd say he won.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
He does the
something
reverse
like that.
psychology.
Yeah, reverse psychology.
I love him.
Everything.
He gets Leela to sleep with him because she pities him.
Yes.
He's just generally
Yeah.
I think he
Or
might
because
be-
they're the last two people on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh god,
I was
that
going to bring
episode.
up that episode.
He
'cause then he
stages
has
it.
to start like
Oh,
admitting to what he
Oh,
thinks.
yeah, I know.
Like,
And he's,
every time.
he's also a hero. He's a hero until he has to admit
Yeah.
it.
and
Also,
his uniform is so short.
uniform amazing.
Velour.
Yeah.
I love that.
And when he, like, Kif, like, you go down first, Kif, and Kif's, like, going on a ladder. Oh, God.
Yeah. He's just a good character.
One of my favorite episodes for a long time was when Zapp and Kif double date with Amy and Leela.
Oh, yeah.
And they go to the bistro ship, and then he goes, and he crashes the bistro on the
Yeah.
Amazon planet.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite episodes.
No, legit.
Death by
so
Snoo
good.
Snoo.
Yes, Death by Snoo Snoo.
It's one of the most iconic
He
quotes
goes,
of all time.
yeah. The mind is ready and willing, but the body is battered and broken.
He's weak and flimsy.
Yeah. Death by Snoo Snoo. What is Snoo Snoo? And
I
then,
feel like just a very unapologetic character.
all right, Zapp Brannigan, anything else about Zapper? We'll keep going about
Yeah,
that.
we'll just,
in the
I
future.
mean,
Yeah.
when he comes up, he comes
He's
up.
definitely the most annoying character.
Yes.
Really?
For sure.
Oh god,
He
yes.
comes
You think
up
so?
like
Oh, he gets under your skin for sure.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that character
Yeah.
so much. Whenever I see him, I'm like, oh, he's
I
going
think
to
you identify with Leela, which I do. A person who's trying to be serious while everyone else is fools around them. That's
Yeah.
my life.
It's not the
It's
case.
Zapp's her downfall. She's
So
like,
you're my Zapp, like you're my
Yeah.
Zapp, basically. Yeah. So that's why you pick Zapp.
yeah.
That
And
makes
if
sense.
you're Zapp, then I'm Kif.
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to you and to me. Wait.
I feel like everything's going well, and you haven't seen Zapp in a while, and then
That's
he
when he
comes
shows up?
into the screen,
Oh,
and you're like,
God.
ah, shit, what's gonna happen?
Here he goes. Here
Okay,
he goes.
one other aspect of Zapp's character. He's also like just default a war hero and like the
Yes,
best general,
yes.
even though he's
Yeah.
not.
No, he is, though.
Oh, yeah.
But
No,
They
he's
said he is.
But Nixon like gives him all these,
There must have been a reason. If you don't like Zapp, that means you're just anti-vet, I think.
anti-veteran.
Oh
yeah. I don't.
So
Here's the thing. I think veterans have been given too much in this country. That's my
Christ.
standpoint.
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're willing to take that hard stance right now,
Yeah.
and for the rest of the time, then yeah, sure.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, Zapp. there it is.
That's all I have to say for now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I am doing Fry, who is obviously the main
I
character.
think he's the main character. Yeah.
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 And, I think you were right about the professor kind of being like the guy who unites everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But Fry, of course, is generally driving the plot, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
If you can say there's plot at all. But
Yeah.
but within the mini story,
there is,
within
yeah.
the mini
Yeah.
It's
storyline.
episodic,
Well,
but
and
there's also
if
arcs.
Professor Farnsworth sets the plot up, Fry knocks it off course
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
into what the actual plot
Yeah,
would be.
Yeah.
Fry,
So-
Fry causes the shenanigans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's so confident about everything. He thinks he knows everything, and he's like
Yeah.
an idiot.
Yeah.
But his idiotness is what also saves the planet.
He's a 2000.
Yeah.
He's a 2000.
Oh, that's true.
He's an
That's
American
true.
from the
With the
2000s.
Yeah.
He's like the lovable fool, whereas Zapp is like the obnoxious idiot.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love Zapp's character. I just don't know.
God,
Like Fry is such a good guy, but he just
So
can't
you
help but
root
be
for
stupid.
him.
No.
Yeah. I also think Fry is the most relatable for the viewer because he's just the ordinary
2000s,
guy
yeah.
from the 2000s. He's like just kind of bored and discontent with his life, and then he gets thrown in this absurd future that no one was expecting.
He wants
and it's
to
about him trying to adapt and fit in.
It's true.
Do you even think that future is that absurd?
He wants to
It's
save.
pretty absurd.
It's pretty
No.
nuts.
What I'm saying is like, think of what the people of the 1980s thought now was gonna be like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot less interesting. I guarantee it.
On the episode where Planet Express is going to be sold or whatever, he does not want it to be sold because
No.
he said like this is the best time of my life is being
Yeah.
with you people and being in this time, and like things from the past always bum him out. But then also what's great about the show, another emotional aspect of it is every time he finds out more about his past through stuff from the show,
absolutely.
it always ends up changing his mind about the past.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's almost like it wasn't even just the future, but being able to mature and like look back.
Well, there's like a brief period I feel like when he starts to really miss the past. I think it's the episode where he like finds out he has millions of dollars in the bank.
And he goes and buys everything.
He buys everything from like vintage 2000
Is that
stuff.
all the sardines or
Yes,
whatever?
the sardines, yep.
And so he's just kind of he's living alone and
he spends
just
all his money on it, doesn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah, everything.
all of
Yeah.
it.
Relatable to me, especially because I love sardines.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you spent all your money on something.
But then by the
that's
end,
it.
he shares them, and he's like,
Magic card.
I do miss the past, but you guys are my friends and my new family.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's also one half of the romantic plot of the series,
Yeah,
which
for sure.
between him and Leela.
There's a lot of romance.
For sure.
That's the primary.
Yeah.
I would say so. Yeah.
Because remember, he had a short-term fling with Amy. You know, he had that.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of like great moments, like when Fry stays by Leela's side whenever she gets stung by the bee.
Yeah.
That's a very
And that's pretty cool.
Is that the coma one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With coma. Yeah.
And then there's a lot of stuff that he does to try to get Leela's affection that's pretty great.
yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, he
Yes.
learns the
Yeah, the
instrument.
holophone.
He takes like intelligence pills, doesn't he, or something? He becomes
Well,
intelligent.
he
What
starts
happens?
to learn it, but then he makes a deal with the
The
robot devil.
robot devil.
And he gets his hand.
Well, so
Yeah.
there's two.
Is that the devil's
You're
hand?
thinking
Yeah.
of the worms.
Yeah, you're thinking of the worms.
He gets worms.
He gets worms
and
that
they
make him-
hyper intelligent.
Yeah,
like
make him
a
hyper
clone or
intelligent because they fix up his brain
Yeah.
and connect all
No,
the
they're
missing
not even-
stems.
They're not. Why
He's
did they get
just
rid of him?
like
He's just an
if-
asshole.
No, he's like if you are gonna fall in love with me, I want it to be the real
Yeah, the
me.
real
Yeah.
me, not the
Yeah.
Again,
Gosh.
tugging at the heartstrings.
Yeah, no, it's so good.
It is very good.
Also, just from the outside in, if you knew nothing about Futurama, how would you follow any of this conversation? It's so fucking confusing. Like robot devil hands, like holophones, and all this shit.
Sorry to interrupt, guys, but we've got another sponsored advertisement from Third Planet Science Fiction Superstore. And this is a real ad, so listen up. Don't embarrass us. Good news, everyone! Third Planet will be hosting local comic creator Mark Nasso on Saturday, January 18th. Mark will be promoting his comic Land of the Rats, as well as doing live art and sketches. Looking for a fun way to spend your tricky dick fun bucks that isn't swimming with a whale or drinking 100 cups of coffee? Fly on down to Third Planet and check out our awesome selection of comics, games, collectibles, and more. Mention the podcast when you check out and get 10% off any regularly priced item, excluding hot toys, CGC comics, and consignment pieces, of course. Again, 10% off when you mention our podcast. Hot diggity daffodil.
Is that where he first starts learning how to play it, though?
I think so.
And then he makes a deal with the devil, like way later on.
Yeah, later on.
So
But then the
he
devil
gets the
makes
robot
another
hand
deal.
so he can play really well.
Yeah.
But he takes away Leela's hearing,
yeah.
so she can't even hear what he's playing for her.
Yeah.
And he's like mastered it.
Yeah.
Is the robot devil even the most evil?
Well, and that
character in
episode too
Futurama?
is a great one because they have to go through a big roundabout. Like you get this, I get that, we get
Yes.
this, you get that, so that way they can all get their stuff back. And it goes through like everyone. It touches everybody, and everybody has
Because
to
she
give
like
something.
trades with the robot to get robot ears.
Yeah, they're all trying to.
Yes.
Yeah.
None of them are
Was it
above
Calculon?
trading with the robot.
exactly.
devil. They're all down with that.
Maybe, yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
Calculon.
No, it's fucked. That's what I'm saying. Robot Devil's actually a good guy in Futurama.
He's lawful.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
No, okay. He
lawful
might
evil.
not be good.
He's lawful
but
evil.
he's definitely lawful.
He has rules that he
I feel like
follows.
every time he shows up, it's always to the benefit of the cast, though.
Yeah.
There's never a time where he
Just
shows
to
up and
teach them a
something
lesson.
terrible happens. So I'm saying, who is the most evil? That's what I'm interested in.
Zoidberg.
Zoidberg.
Zoidberg is like the.
Zoidberg's just the sad guy
he's
that
the
everybody
Chang.
hates on.
He's like the Chang from Community.
Yes.
Of Futurama.
Is that even the case?
And
He's a wild card who's like sometimes with them.
He's a
and sometimes
homeless
against
dude
them.
that's just living like
Yeah,
this.
why does this guy not have a home?
He's a homeless doctor
I really-
who knows nothing about the human anatomy.
This shit is
He
so
calls
stupid.
himself a
Dr.
doctor.
Zoidberg.
But then he
Dr. Zoidberg.
in
I
one
can't do that one.
episode,
Can
he
I?
admitted that his doctorate is in art history.
Yeah.
He's like
He's like medical
doing a physical on Fry and like we got to get rid of this dangly thing.
Just truly
That
unintelligent.
can't be necessary.
Something about his tail.
Where do you keep your third heart? Or something like
wagging.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah, his tail's wagging. Yeah.
Zoidberg has a good ending.
Zoidberg, he's the weird alien of the cast, and like you get his planet.
Racist?
Yeah, it's a little. It's
Yeah.
specious for sure.
It is
Yeah.
specious.
Yeah, it's fucked.
When they go to his planet.
They go to his planet.
That's
The
a-
mating
good
episode. Yeah.
I don't even know how
One
many sounds have been produced.
of
Yeah.
many of the Star Trek references in the entire series. Which, funny thing, never actually watched Star Trek,
Yeah,
but
but you know, yeah.
I know enough because I watch
I've never
enough
watched the original
Futurama.
Star Trek, but I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I know everything I need to know. You know?
Zoidberg is like the heel on one of my favorite episodes, which is the box episode that has the other
Yes.
universe in it. Him and the blue Zoidberg
Yeah.
are like, why should they have the box? We should have the box. And like,
Yeah.
they're living in they're both in the dumpster eating together.
Yeah.
And like literally every other character, like they flipped coins, right? The only difference between the universe they discover and theirs is that the coin toss was the opposite.
Yeah.
So like Leela flipped a coin to see if she would go on a date with Fry. In
They don't get
our story,
married.
they did not. In their story, they get married because she goes on the date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then,
And,
like, her hair's different because she had flipped a coin
Yeah.
and decided to dye it.
Yeah.
And, like,
So coin flips are the only thing that's different in this
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah.
And Zoidberg is blue and red, and they're not different at all. They both are just trash monsters that are just like, pieces of crap. And they get upset and they decide to go and take the box and cause a lot of problems because it's got a universe in it. And
So then they have to like switch universes,
Yeah.
and so they each have their own box with their own universe in it.
pull the Professor Farnsworth is they pull
Yeah.
the boxes out, and so
And
then
then
they
the
have
best
their own
is
universe.
at the end they put it in a real like safe space, and it's just one of the chairs at the table.
Yeah, they're sitting on it, and the universe just gets it gets
It just
flattered.
like flattens out.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
Yeah. What are the best inventions from Professor
I mean, well,
Farnsworth?
the thing is
The best
that
character on the show.
a lot of
Yeah, he's
the
trying to get us to support
He's
his
got
character.
Yeah, what is this shit?
He's got mini doomsday devices.
There's some self
yes,
manipulation going on over
the
here.
doomsday devices, but a lot of the science stuff and math in the show is all legit because a lot of the writers are either masters or doctorates in math and science.
Huge
And
nerds.
so, huge nerds. So there's jokes in there that like only people that are like mathematicians will get.
She's saying I'm too dumb to understand.
Yes,
Like,
yes, I am.
Professor Farnsworth.
I am too. It's okay.
I mean, everybody at this, nobody at this table has a math degree.
Yeah, Professor Farnsworth is like he's really smart with the science and the math, but he does not know like Globetrotter University actually prepares the math that the Globetrotters know actually surpasses Professor Farnsworth.
Yeah.
They're amazing at basketball and
Well,
also
then he
math.
teaches
Basketball's just math.
his classes he teaches, he names them so that way no one will take them, so
Yeah.
he doesn't have to teach.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause
And then
Amy-
Fry ends up signing up for the class, and he's all mad because then he has to actually teach because then
Yeah.
other people signed up for it.
Yeah.
Amy was like a 12-year doctorate.
Amy
Yeah.
Wong.
Like,
Amy
Talking
Wong
about
is
Amy Wong.
is crazy intelligent, but she's also
She's been like an
completely-
intern at Planet Express,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
The whole
forever.
time.
Yeah.
I just watched the Da Vinci episode where he,
Oh, that's a good one,
he
yeah.
takes a calculus class like in the Da Vinci planet or universe or whatever,
And they're all
he feels
dumb.
like an idiot. And
Professor
he's like,
Farnsworth?
Yeah.
I have to study because I have to give my answers in like opera fashion.
And so it's like basically all the Da Vinci people are like the jocks and picking on the two
yeah.
God,
And
good
Da
times,
Vinci's
yeah.
the idiot.
That's not
from-
even the
Yeah,
only
Da Vinci's
episode
a complete idiot. Yeah.
where the professor's like the dumb. Isn't he just like the dumbest of the...
his rival.
Yeah, Wormstrom is
a giant
horrible, and he steals everything.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't do anything himself.
I love the evolution episode where the professor has to like he has to like prove he's like
Yes.
well, and
I don't want to live on this planet
who's
anymore.
questioning it? It's an ape that can talk.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
ape that can talk is questioning about evolution. And
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
you have to find every step, and there's
Yeah.
one step missing.
Yeah.
There's
I
only
saw that
one missing.
today.
Oh, nope, still doubt it.
Yeah, still got it.
So good.
He made
Yeah.
the, he
How does
made the
that conclude?
nanobots. Made the nanobots.
Yeah, the nanobots, yeah.
And then they evolve in like 5 days
Yeah.
to talking. And then they find all 5 of them standing around, and they bring them, and it's like the scene is recreated, but it's like, and then he says, "Oh yeah, I created y'all like 5 days ago, and y'all evolved." And then she's like, "I can't live on this planet anymore." And she like rockets away.
Nice.
Yeah, because that proves that there is a creator because he created it.
Yeah.
But it technically argued for
amazing.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
evolution.
Yeah.
Any good show that's going to do a debate like that has to end like that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Ogden Wormstrom.
Ogden, that's it. Yep.
Ogden Wormstrom, who just looks like a jerk.
Oh, yeah, he's horrible.
What does a jerk look like?
Like that guy?
Yeah, sure.
That's going to be on the Instagram. What does a jerk look like? And I'm just going to put it just that guy. The caption will be, what does a jerk look like?
But his voice is so perfect too.
Yeah. And I love how he becomes the head scientist for the planet, but then all he does is mess things up because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
Was it whenever he
the trash episode?
The trash
with the
episode.
sniffer, like they
The
smell
sniffer.
it coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
the smelloscope. The smelloscope, which solves a lot of problems.
Yes.
The smell, yeah,
Yeah,
great
these inventions
smell,
always seem really
smelloscope.
fucking
You can
shit.
smell
That's-
things across a
Well,
galaxy.
that's how Fry finds Bender when
Yes,
Bender's
on the
floating
god,
through.
so, yeah.
They're floating
Yeah.
through the universe, being
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
What was I gonna
But
say?
if you ask Bender, it's because he did everything because
Exactly,
God pretty much told me himself.
yeah, exactly.
No, what I'm saying is all of Professor Farnsworth's inventions, it's like the one Bond gadget that is for such a very specific
Yes.
purpose. And it just,
like the Finglonger.
Yeah.
Being longer.
they're all so
what-
stupid.
yeah,
and they
what was
have
this-
dumb names, which I love the dumb names. Actually.
Yeah, what was it? And then at the very end of the episode, so that's what it would have been like if I invented the thing.
Yes.
Just invent it. If you,
What is it called? The what if machine?
yeah, the
What If machine.
Yeah.
The what if machine. Yeah, that whole episode's great. And
Yeah.
then,
So the whole thing was him trying to figure out what it would have happened if
Yeah.
he would have invented the Finglonger.
yeah,
And so they did all the other little what
Yes.
ifs because of that.
yeah. God dang it.
Yeah, it's just like how granular. It keeps going outwards and outwards. It's just
This show's so dumb.
no. That's what I'm saying. If you don't know anything about Futurama, you hear someone talking about it, it's like, what the fuck are they even talking about?
Oh, sure.
None of this shit even makes sense.
No, there's no points of
Yeah.
reference. There's no like.
Where's the anchor to just reality? There's none.
There's not.
Because not a single character is a normal character. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Like, at least-
Because Fry is supposed to be the most normal,
Yeah.
and he is
He's
like
just
anything
not.
It's
but.
bizarre.
Anything
God. Jesus.
And the professor is literally just the smartest iteration of Fry, basically. when
Yeah,
you think
Pretty
about
much. Oh, and
Yeah.
Fry is also his own grandfather. So,
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Yep.
it. That's why I love the time travel
They-
because
they
it doesn't,
took Back to the
explain
Future.
itself.
Yeah.
And then just actually made that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
What's great about it is Fry's worrying the entire episode that he might be his own grandfather, and he's very upset by that.
Yeah.
But then he
Ends up
accidentally
becoming-
kills his grandfather, and then to console his grandmother, sleeps
Because
with
he's
her.
like, oh, she
And becomes his
can't
grandmother.
be my grandma.
Yeah,
Because,
she came with my grandma because.
so, yeah, he sleeps with her, and then he's like, oh, wait.
So yeah, Fry
He
is.
did the nasty and the pasty.
Yeah.
So Fry is like Professor Farnsworth's uncle, but also, or he's his uncle, but he's also like his great grandfather in a way
Yeah.
too, right, or something like that. Something
The point
bizarre. I
is-
don't know.
I don't think they ever really try
Makes
and
no
like
sense.
justify really, which is
Doesn't
the
make
best.
sense.
That's the best way to do
Do
time
not
travel.
justify, yeah.
Yeah, because what are you gonna do?
Professor's invention, the forward time machine. I think.
Yeah.
I think that when
was
the
great.
series came back, after being canceled. By the way, Fox cancels a lot of really good shows.
Yes.
We'll probably do Serenity at some point, or
We're doing
Firefly.
every canceled Fox show.
Arrested Development.
Oh, we have
Freaks
to
and
do that
Geeks.
They canceled Family Guy.
Freaks and Geeks.
one.
Yeah. So anyway, the Futurama, when it came back, I remember it came back and I was like, is it going to be good? Is it not? And they did. I think that Ford Future one is the first episode back.
Yeah,
or
well,
maybe
they did
the
a
second
whole
one,
lot of
and
gags
it's
about.
so good.
They did a whole lot of gags about Fox and like
Yeah.
You have
being
to. When you
canceled.
get canceled, that's the.
You gotta
when
show
you
up.
come
Yeah.
Oh, with the one that I watched I watched like 7 episodes today. They were at Comic-Con and the writer, I can't think of his name.
Matt
Matt
Groening.
Groening?
Yes, he like it's him, his head in
Yeah,
the
in
bowl,
jar,
and
yeah.
he's like, we have a new show called Futurella, and they like do the opening scene, and then it's like canceled, and then he's like,
Nice.
wow, they've really streamlined it. Like Fox has really streamlined this.
Yeah.
So what were we talking about? Farnsworth?
Professor Farnsworth's inventions. I don't
Yeah,
know.
his inventions and how
What's
crazy
the best
they were.
invention?
I mean,
too
probably
many.
the smelloscope.
Dude, I don't
I
smell
like
scope.
that.
I mean, the smelloscope comes back
It's
a
used
lot,
a lot.
and
And
it
it's
does.
so gross.
And it does.
Also, yeah, the
play-
design of
Like
it,
the
like
noise
just,
they make
yeah.
when
the
they
actual
stick
design
it
is
up their
terrifying.
nose,
Yeah.
like,
Imagine having to put your nose in something that someone else put their nose in.
I assume they clean it.
Well, that and it's
But I
also
think
it's
they-
been a big plot thing multiple times.
But I,
So-
I think they did.
You're just like Jugs magazine, don't lie.
Yeah, the
what?
first time they did
Scruffy's
it.
magazine he's always reading.
Oh, he's reading jugs.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
No, also the engine on their ship
Yeah.
is
Well, yeah.
insane.
It's
It's insane,
dark
yeah.
matter or whatever.
It moves.
It's
it moves the universe around the ship.
The ship doesn't actually move.
Yeah.
It pushes the universe around the ship. Yeah, because it's so powerful. It's the most powerful ship ever.
for sure.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
it runs on
Dark matter, or Nibbler's poop.
Yeah, Nibbler's
Whichever.
poop.
the
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Oh god.
trying to pick it
No,
up.
it's so heavy. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, insane.
All right. What's
No, there's so many little bits.
Because there's an episode where Bender has to walk Nibbler, and he's all mad because he
Oh,
has to
yeah.
pick up the poop, and
It's
even
super heavy.
It's incredibly heavy.
he can like not pick it up. It's
Yeah.
so heavy.
What's I'm trying to think of because you're right. It does get so crazy. So now I'm trying to think of like best of each thing. Right. Best.
Well, there was a
invention.
hat that made the monkey be able to talk.
Yeah.
Oh.
I liked the GIF that I think you sent where it's the feet. It looks like he's walking,
Yes,
but it turns out it's just a machine that has his feet on the bottom of it, pedaling around.
Don't ever say GIF again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
GIF? No,
that's. Please stop.
It's absolutely
It's not
GIF.
GIF.
It's GIF.
GIF or GIF.
So
Gift.
so what does GIF stand for?
I will.
Graphic?
Graphic.
Is it
It's
graphic?
I will edit
That's why
out.
it's
I will
GIF.
edit out
Graphic?
all mentions of GIF. It'll just be me going, "That was a cool GIF," and then just move on. It'll skip to the next thing.
Oh,
It's okay. I'm gonna, as soon as you say something very important to the cast, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, by the way, it's also
Yeah,
GIF.
it's right when I say something important.
Yeah, just GIF at the end of it.
It's like when Erica's filming videos for her Instagram. I go, "2019, baby!" Like I get in there and I always ruin it.
Oh my god.
Actually, the worst Instagram husband.
Yeah.
Or the best.
So anyway, we were just saying that it's GIF and Bran fries.
GIF.
GIF.
Okay. Fries. What's Fries' best? I don't know. Moment. Best episode. Is it a romantic moment or is it a dumb moment?
So we were talking about.
I've
the
got
best-
one in mind.
We were talking about the best sad episodes.
Okay.
Which I think is his
Fry.
best
And most
episode.
people default to the dog episode.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is horribly sad.
It
But
is
we think
horribly
it's
It's sad.
Is it the brother one?
Yes.
It's the brother.
Yeah, the brothers. Yeah, I watched that one
By
recently.
far.
and
When
like-
God, it makes
the
me
whole
God.
episode,
This
he
is
thinks
so-
like his brother took over his life.
Yep,
man.
and he's so
And then
mad.
but
At the end, you
named
find
his-
out,
yeah.
yeah, it's his nephew.
He
It's
named
such
his son
a good
after
episode.
Fry.
yeah.
God dang it, dude. So good.
First Martian. Right?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
what it
First
was?
Martian. Yeah.
And he did
because
it in
Fry
his
went-
honor.
He thought that he took his passion, but he really
Yeah.
passed his passion on to his son.
Yeah,
God dang,
no,
dude.
it's such a good
so
episode.
good. And his family didn't care about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
No, they could care.
Yeah.
Like, the mom was hilarious.
Let's be
All they cared about was
I don't
sports.
have kids, so I don't care about that shit. But
I was watching
Yeah.
top saddest episodes, or did you watch that clip I sent, or no? Well, one of them was that he gets to go be in his mom's dream or whatever. He's like
Yeah.
talking to his mom,
Yeah.
for a moment, and that's pretty cool.
I forgot about that one.
is that where you find out they're all like Packers fans or something?
Yes.
I think there are. Yeah.
That makes me disinterested.
God dang it. My favorite moment is I think it's Fry. I think it is Fry. Whenever they're shooting the second trash ball to hit the first trash ball,
Oh yeah.
and Fry 3, 2,
Yes.
1, and he misses his button.
It's so stupid.
It's so dumb.
This is actually the most oafish shit you could possibly do.
Such a build up.
Yeah.
And then he misses the button. Oh, sorry. And then he pushes it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't affect anything. It doesn't
No.
change
Yeah.
anything. But just he misses it.
It's just the demonstration of how bad
That's
he
my
is at
favorite
everything.
moment. Do y'all have any favorite
I think
Fry?
my favorite
Favorite
one
Fry
is,
moment?
well, mine's not really. I guess it could be a Fry moment. It's more of a Leela episode though, where she becomes a teenager,
No, yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
all get young, and then she has to babysit them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they have to figure out how to get old again because they're getting too young too
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
When Leela is dumb and she has to explain to Fry, who's unaffected by
Yeah.
the brains
Yeah.
on that episode,
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
she has to explain to him and he
Oh.
just does not get it.
Good episode.
No fire, and then she reaches
Yeah.
into the fire.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably one of my favorite Fry episodes. Is the Brain
Yeah.
is the Brain
He gets to be
episode
the hero.
where he's a hero by default because he's a complete idiot.
His brainwaves,
Yeah.
his function is not on there. They don't understand it.
And he has to start writing the book.
The
Yeah,
brainwaves
yeah.
will affect everything, even plant life. But like for some reason,
Not
Fry
Fry.
is not.
Not Fry. He's the chosen one.
He's the chosen
He's
one.
the Harry Potter of
Yeah.
that storyline.
Which again, that one is so great too because that's also the one where we go back in time and realize that Bender, I'm not Bender, Nibbler. Has been there the entire
Yeah,
time.
Nibbler's been there the whole time.
Because if you go watch the very first episode,
Really?
Unless they went
Are you
through,
right?
no,
Is that
unless
right?
they went through and
I know they
retconned
re-edited
it, but are you sure he's in there?
No, if you go back and watch the original episode without that one, you can see a little thing, a little in the corner.
His little eyeball.
Be the first person. Be the first person to tweet us.
Yeah.
And let us know if that's true.
I, for one,
What
just,
it was,
I just implicitly believe Mr. Mack.
No, it is because I've gone back.
I was a former student of his, and so I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
That's probably
Yeah,
the
that's
best.
where the contention comes from. You
I have
know
a
him
closer
better.
relationship.
True.
I also
Keep an eye on
the Slurm episode is also
Love the Slurm episode.
Slurms
Yes.
McKenzie.
It's the Willy Wonka episode of Futurama.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
I
And
love
even
talking about
after-
episodes more than characters.
I know.
Futurama, 'cause
See,
it's just-
even after they find out like what Slurm is,
He's still
I
just-
can't
Oh,
stop
yeah,
thinking.
he's
still just
He spits it out in disgust and then immediately just takes another sip.
Fry.
It's so
yeah,
good.
Leela goes fry. He goes oh. Just goes right back to it. God dang, dude, that Slurm episode is iconic. Yeah, it's really good.
Fry is literally just the dumbest.
Yeah.
God, he's so stupid. I
He
hate
is.
One of my favorites is when they all get the $300 tax rebate.
Yes. I
And
forgot.
then, that's one of the best Fry moments, I think, is he drinks 100 cups of coffee
Yeah.
and basically gets super speed
Yes.
Yeah.
and has to
saves everyone.
save everyone from
Yeah.
a fire. Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
they based Quicksilver in the new X-Men movies on.
Oh,
they based those scenes
No
on
shot,
that scene.
shot for shot.
for
It's
sure.
pretty much shot for shot.
It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah. Kind of
Jeez.
sad.
All right.
No, Fry's super important in the series for sure.
Best Leela episodes. Best Leela moments. I think.
I think whenever she actually finally finds out where she's from.
Yeah.
When she unites
Is
with
that
the
not an
mutant
arc?
community, it's
Episodes,
very
I just
good.
wanna hit mutants.
It might,
Oh yeah.
We only know about mutants because of her.
Yeah,
That's
true.
amazing.
Yeah.
The
It might
mutant
not
world
be
is
the-
really cool.
It might not be the best, but it's still one of my favorites just because I loved watching Married with Children. And so
me too. Her
the
voice always connected me.
Yes.
So the episode where she ends up being Peg Bundy
Yes.
Oh, really?
with the
I
guy,
don't
the
remember.
cockroach dude.
Yeah, she dresses like
she
her.
does.
She
Yeah.
dresses like her and
It's so
talks
good.
like
Yeah, that's so good.
That's
That was
I like
perfect.
because the whole time watching the show, like I knew that was her. I knew
Yes,
that was
of
her
course,
voicing
yeah.
it. And then when that happened, it was just like, oh my god, yes, it happened.
We got it.
Like,
We're
that's
doing a Married with
awesome.
Children episode next.
Yeah.
No, we're not. No one will listen to that episode at all. God damn.
I got Bud. Let's do
That
this.
is a deep cut.
No,
That
you
is
just
a
go.
deep
You got to
cut.
keep going further back, like
Yeah.
Brady Bunch.
There are a lot of people from that show that are famous though. Christina
God, yes.
Applegate and
Yeah.
who's the dad?
Ed.
Ed. He's on Modern Family
Modern
now.
Family,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leela. I like the mutant stuff. That's really cool.
Yeah, mutant stuff's
No,
great.
so much lore.
Also,
Randomly.
she makes Zapp's character better. Like
Oh, no,
her,
for sure.
her exasperation with Zapp's character is pretty great.
I feel like Zapp doesn't even have like a role except for to pursue Leela.
Oh god, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. That's his whole.
and to just be a complete moron.
Douche.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. He's just definitely a big piece of shit. I love
like
Zapp so much.
his part of the show is be a douche and try to sleep with Leela as many times as you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like that's basically that's.
have the best outfit, have the
Does
best
it?
hair.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny how big his ship is too.
It's
though.
Yeah.
so that's
It's
what
like
it's
so
like. There's
unnecessarily
two people
big.
on his boat. Is he like in Camp Fred?
Yeah, yeah.
And Kid's like quarters is like literally so
Yeah.
fucking tiny.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
He has,
right
like,
below
a
his.
closet.
It's
Yeah.
just like a little closet.
I
Yeah.
think Leela also, and I don't like this because I think that you have to have a straight character, which what that means in comedy is like there's a character who is taking the insanity and is trying to be normal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And she is that character, but a lot of times people don't pick those characters to be the best. But I think she's the stability
Think
of
she
the
handles
show.
it?
Like
Yeah.
Fry's supposed to be our tethered point, but really she's the one who is more like us, like exasperated by everything going on and like
Yeah.
what's crazy.
Yeah.
And basically trying to wrangle cats most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And she gets exasperated, and then she makes a bad decision, and like
Yes.
makes it worse.
Yeah,
no,
sometimes.
absolutely.
When she has to be a parent to all of them on that one episode, were you bringing that? Yeah, that's a good episode for her too.
Or like when she, for some reason I forgot she didn't bathe for a while, and then her arm thing is when all the
Oh, God.
all the machines like revolted, and the arm thing like left her arm because she smelled so bad because she
Yeah.
never washed it.
She's like the only one that is like socially conscious. There's
Yeah.
like multiple times where she like
for sure.
yes.
like picks up
moral
an
decisions.
Yeah, picks up like an issue and like
And
stands
goes and
by it.
protests
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
stuff like that.
See, I
Like
think
the
that's a strong
popcorn app?
character.
Yeah.
What is it like the popcorn chicken app?
Yeah, the poplars.
Poplars.
Oh,
The
God,
poplars.
The poplars are too
Fishy
good.
Joe comes and buys the poplars, and then they
Yeah.
start selling millions and millions. But then they realize that they're lures babies.
Yeah.
So
From Omicron Persei. That would have been a great honorable mention.
Yeah.
Lur.
right now, honorable mention.
Yeah,
Lur.
Persei 8, yeah.
Yeah.
So plot driver.
That was like random designation for this. Like,
I think you could argue that Leela is part of the plot, driving the plot, because she is that central point where the yo-yo
she's
is
driving
sort of,
the ship. So
she's
I'm
driving the
sure.
ship. She's literally
She's
She's
literally
driving the plot
driving the
too.
yeah. Zapp. What's the best Zapp
You're
I
moment?
feel like we just skipped.
Bender? All right, let's go back to Bender.
We could talk about Zapp since it's so.
Well, I mean, there's going to be like one thing. So
That's what I'm saying. I
I
want
want to go back to
No,
Bender.
but
It's going to take us a while.
But he
because
is the best
clearly-
character, though. That's the thing.
Okay. But what's his best moment? What's the best part of the best character?
God, the juiciest moment of Zapp.
Yeah.
What's the
I think
where
it's-
they did like the Titanic?
Oh,
Like,
the Titanic. The Titanic.
Yeah.
Where he crashes it. Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say about Fry that's so great is if he only had some of the knowledge of the 20th century, he could also solve a lot of the problems. But he doesn't have any knowledge
Yeah.
of the 20th century.
No.
He was not smart then, and so he cannot be helpful in the future.
No.
My favorite moment about Zapp is that he has a book of things you're supposed to say to women, which is what I quoted earlier. The most erotic part of the woman is the boobies, and he gives that to Tiff to repeat that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look at what else he says because it's so good. But anyway, any other Zapp
I think
moments?
he's got the best one-liners just in the show because they're so blatantly just stupid and asshole-ish.
Yeah.
They're like unapologetically asshole-ish.
Champagne.
Champagne.
And yeah, I love mispronunciation because I still do that in my own life. I feel like a lot of who I am is based upon like his personality, which is probably not good.
No, it's not good at
Or
all.
maybe that's the best part of me. I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
But just like, I don't know, he's very confrontational, but in a way like he's adverse to conflict too because he's like a coward.
Oh God, he's a
I
horrible
love
coward.
it. He's like a coward, but he's like also a decorated war hero. So
Yeah.
complex of a character, just like me.
And then overdoes things way too much, like when he tries to cut the ribbon with the laser
Yeah, and he's
from the ship,
destroying.
and
Yeah.
just cuts the ship in half. Yeah.
God dang it. I'm looking at Zapp Brannigan quotes right now, trying to find this book because the book has so many great quotes in it.
But there's just so many.
There's a lot of good
stupid
ones.
quotes, exactly.
I suffer from a very sexy learning disorder. What do I call it, Kiff? Sexlexia.
Yeah, but
And he says it all put out too. It's the best.
Yeah.
Because you know that he's had to say that.
Yeah, he's had to do
multiple
that
times.
before.
Yeah.
Kiff, sir, it's an emergency. Come back when it's a catastrophe.
no, but he also, that's one of the problems with the character too, is he does need like a foil. Because if you just put him alone, he's just the most ridiculous character.
Yeah.
He can't stand by himself.
He needs
Kid
He's
for
either
Leela.
Kid or Leela.
When
for sure.
Zapp is also when he's like training the soldiers to go off to fight the
Yes.
ball war or whatever. He says, "You won't have time for sleeping, soldier. Not with all the bed making you'll be doing." He's teaching him how to make beds. Dang it, dude. What's our favorite Bender? There's so many.
Oh,
I mean,
God,
the
there's a
planet
lot.
one we were talking about
The-
is very.
Oh,
when-
the one where he becomes
A planet.
God.
Yeah, when he becomes
Like,
God,
he
is
has
one of the
that
best.
Which is arguably, like I said, a lot of people put that as the
Yeah.
number one episode. Yeah.
That one's. I mean, that one's great. Like I said, still one of my favorite episodes is just like I said, it's like the second episode where they go and hunt for the apartment, because that's mainly just Fry and Bender the entire time, and then Bender is the reason that they can't stay in the real nice place, and so he tries to sacrifice himself so that way Fry can live in the nice place that he wants to live in, and then he ends up cutting off his antenna.
Oh yeah.
And then he's no longer a robot.
episode
You know?
2?
It's like episode 2 or 3. Yeah,
Dang, that's
it's
I
like
didn't
this.
go back that far into the. I haven't seen any of the first season in so long.
He gets a sex change to
Yes,
to
well,
participate in the Olympics.
Yeah. He's a gender bender.
Which honestly is topical because
Yeah.
there's a lot of like issues right now with like
That's
who should
why I
be
said way
allowed
ahead of
in
its
male
time.
and female Olympics. That's pretty interesting. I
Oh,
didn't think about
I was
that.
gonna say I was looking through for something else, but another great honorable mention is Al Gore.
Al Gore.
Oh yeah.
And I love that Al Gore plays
He's
Al
the
Gore
one, yeah.
and plays what everyone makes fun of Al Gore for. Like that's like I
Owns
hated
it.
Al Gore for the longest time. Futurama made me be like,
For
okay,
the
fine.
longest time. I'm sorry.
Like, because it's just he's so absurd in the show, and it's great that that's him playing it. Like,
Yes,
that's,
it is.
I like the Bender episode where they're like he gets in the robot Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the secret society. Like Calculon is there.
Who's
and-
the dumbass bot that like lays on the couch? He's also
hedonism.
Hedonism.
Yeah.
Hedonism's there, and then he's like Bender starts to take over, and Calculon like doesn't trust him anymore, and then he's like hiding Leela and Fry in
yes,
his
yes,
leg
yes,
or
yes.
something,
Yeah.
and then
Are they on like a robot planet or no? It's just that.
No, it
because there
was-
is a robot planet.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
but I
Robot
think
Planet.
that was-
Robot Planet's awesome.
Where they kill all humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the Illuminati one is that Bender convinces them that they need to kill all the humans or something.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. It's all kill all humans.
But
Kill
then
all humans is a recurring thing.
Yeah,
For sure.
He's taking his 2 favorite ones.
Or in going back to the forward time machine.
Yes, I was gonna say, go.
They go to the time where like robots have taken over the earth, and he's like, "Oh, did you guys see that mountain of skulls?" And then they like go forward, and he's like, "Why couldn't we stay there? What's the big deal?"
Yeah.
But the best part,
no. Because what happened
the best part,
is that they left there.
Yeah.
They go to an area that is like.
Oh,
it's just the perfect of perfect.
It's like
they have a time travel.
Super
Yes,
genius.
they have time
They have the
travel.
solution.
They have the solution.
Travel.
But then he gets mad because they wouldn't stay at the other planet, so he hits it forward, and they go forward.
I also love the time machine reference because you have to make reference to that book.
Time machine's amazing.
Time machine references, they go and they meet these intelligent people, and they're like, we're super intelligent, but there's a race of dumber people that live underground.
Yeah.
They fast forward 10 years, and the dumb people have taken over, which is what Time Machine, the book, It's so good. H.G. Wells.
But I love how they have to go through twice.
Yeah.
Because he.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
They go to the universe.
messes up twice.
That's
at
another
the same
stupid
exact time.
moment.
And
Like
then the Hitler
falls.
thing.
He falls.
Yeah. And then the
I'm gonna have to shoot Hitler on the fly.
Oops, I got Eleanor.
I got Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah.
God dang it, dude.
But then whenever they finally arrive, he's like, 1 more minute and 10 more seconds, whatever. And then they're like, they're 10 feet. He's like, oh, this universe is 10 feet lower than the other one. And they like kill
they crush
who was
their
left.
other selves.
Yes, God dang it.
They took care
Yeah,
of
we have to. That's a paradox. We have to kill the other ones. Yeah.
None of these people are good people. Think how many people they've killed.
Leela is the closest to being a good.
I'll just say, just from like clumsiness, or like outright neglect. There's so many lives that are lost in the series.
Neglect is definitely.
It's absurd.
I would say the professor is a straight up like mad scientist.
He's insane.
He's a
He has
mess.
no problem killing.
I just love like the like the when he's confused or when he's falling asleep or like.
Whenever he got so old that he had to go to like what
He
do
go
they
like a
call
retirement,
it,
like a
though?
self-retirement thing, right?
But they just like hook you up to a machine or something.
Like a Matrix type of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And his parents
have
are
to
still
go
there,
find
aren't they?
him. Yeah.
He like sees his parents. God dang it, dude.
Sorry to interrupt the podcast, guys. It's John here. We've been lucky here at Your Favorite Character Sucks to have famous directors and showrunners and production companies announce new projects on our show, and today's show is no exception, because Matt Groening, creator of Futurama, wanted us to announce yet another project taking place in the crazy 31st century. We were all traumatized when Fry decided not to revive a petrified Seymour, assuming that he'd led a long, full life when in fact he'd only been waiting for Fry day after day, night after night for 12 years. But then we were all elated when an older and gentler Matt Groening decided to retcon all that in Bender's big score, showing us that in fact a different version of Fry had lived alongside Seymour for that entire time. Well, 10 years later, now that Matt Groening is older and a little bit more cynical, he voted for Hillary, he's decided to come out with yet another film retconning that exact same story. It's called Seymour Suffers Again. In this one, he shows us that an evil Fry came from another dimension and switched the good Seymour with an evil Seymour from that very same evil dimension. We watch as the Fry from the evil dimension leaves the evil Seymour from the evil dimension to be taken care of by good Fry, and then he takes the good Seymour back to his evil dimension, where Seymour experiences even more prolonged suffering than he did in the original television episode. Is it sad? If this were a fake ad, would it even be funny? I don't know. But if you love Matt Groening and you love Futurama, you owe it to them both to see Seymour Suffers Again.
Which characters that has the most depth? Like, there's a lot to
Has to be
them.
Fry.
Leela.
I think Leela. I
Leela,
think so.
probably.
I think
Yeah.
Leela's decisions make sense more than anybody else's, and I think that makes sense for a character that has depth. You should be able to explain why they make decisions.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Fry and the others is just like, well, they're dumb. Like that's why they make decisions.
Yeah.
That's not like
so you
deep.
can't explain it because they're dumb.
But it's not.
She
That's not
has
that deep.
identity
No one's that
crisis,
dumb.
Fry is.
And
Yeah, she has like insecurities,
Yeah.
and she has like
Okay, sure.
you know, yeah.
socially conscious.
Yeah, and also she has a great arc because Fry is always in love with her, and she's not. She has to come around to it, and that's a cool
You're
arc.
talking about within the context
She's
of like
like,
the
I
whole...
love you. Just kidding. You're an
So I think
idiot.
she's the best.
Can't
I think she's the
deal
most
with you right
three-dimensional
now.
character. Leela's the most three-dimensional character. Okay, funniest character is going to be, impossible, right?
I would say Bender.
Bender.
Really?
I would say Bender just because, he's in almost every episode.
Yeah, I would say-
if not every episode. And then the amount of, great lines he has.
Yeah.
are just.
I think
It's my shining metal
it's
ass.
It's gonna be Bender, Zapp, and Fry.
Yeah.
The funniest character.
The thing about
Chris
Zapp is
Farnsworth's great, but he's not. He's not gonna be my funniest.
every time Zapp's
character.
on the screen, I know some stupid shit is going to get said.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you look
Zapp
forward to it, you're
always
like,
makes me
okay,
laugh.
he's going to say some dumb
That's what I'm
thing.
saying. I think you could argue Zapp is
Yeah,
funniest.
no, legit.
I don't think he could win any other category for best character, but I do think he might be the funniest.
What are you
Most
talking about?
obnoxious.
Most obnoxious, yeah.
Best uniform. No, his outfit is
I love
insane.
Leela's. What, she got like a tank top,
Yeah,
right?
tank
Just-
top
It's
and
a
the
tank
boots.
top, leather
The
pants,
fucking
and
boots.
combat boots.
The amount of times that she puts boots in someone's
And a
face, or
sack
like,
Yeah.
dang it, most robotic character? No, that's too.
Yeah, least organic.
Plot driving. We talk about that sometimes. I think Professor Farnsworth's got a good shot for that.
I'd say
Fry,
Fry.
Yeah.
Leela, Bender, not Zapp, right?
Yeah.
Obviously not, yeah.
No, I mean, really, but the plot,
Everyone
it's really
has their
gonna
own
be.
I think
subplots.
Professor. Yeah, I think Fry and Leela are pretty strong for plot because, like I said, you have to have Leela to be the
Because their
straight
romance
character.
is one of the
And their
few,
romance.
like over.
No, it's-
Yeah, it's one of the few
Yeah.
things that
It's
goes from
huge.
episode to
Yeah.
episode.
Are there
yeah.
anything other things like that just carry from...
Oh yeah, there's a lot of little small things that
But
carry.
nothing like that level,
But
right?
no, that level, no. That Hermes and Barbados Slim. I mean,
Yeah.
but like,
No, that
I
is
mean,
the...
Yeah,
His
But,
wife, like
La Barbara.
La
she's
Barbara.
just
Barbara is
like-
very fickle.
Oh,
What have you done for me lately? What have you done for
Well,
me
I'm
lately?
going back to Barbados. And, like,
Yeah.
his son is just
Oh,
like,
you've got to
whatever.
be on top of your game, or
Yeah.
you're gonna lose La Barbara
yes,
any minute.
she's gone.
Does the son also disown him? Does the son disown him too?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, the
yes.
son and the wife gone.
but also,
Yeah.
like,
in a heartbeat.
if we're going to give honorable mention to Hermes, we have to give honorable mention to his ability to do limbo.
Limbo. We didn't mention Limbo, which also helps him in the bureaucracy episode.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
no, absolutely.
They play the Calypso music, and he does the God dang it. He files and collates and
Yeah.
what is
Stamps.
it called? Well, but what is he doing when you go and get validated or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He does
Doing
that.
some bureaucratic shit, man.
Bureaucratic shit.
Notarized.
Notarized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shoot. Yeah. Plot drivers. Leela, Fry, maybe Professor Farnsworth. I don't know. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say probably
you
just-
wouldn't be seeing any of this
Without Fry.
if Fry
He's the
didn't-
perspective. Yeah.
Didn't get
Yeah.
transported 1,000 years.
He's the conceit of the show. Yeah.
The ego of the show.
Yeah. But their romance, I think, is one of my favorite parts of the episode or the show.
Yeah.
No.
And that final episode is
Yeah,
so
for sure.
good because of both of them.
And
I
the
mean, it's
friendship
their-
between him and Bender.
friendship between him
Because
is also
again,
great.
he-
No,
So you're telling me everything basically is hinging on Fry at this point.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I'm
actually
hearing.
I don't think Bender got enough justice in the last episode, honestly.
Yeah.
he was kind of short.
Because there's so much focus on Fry and Leela,
Yeah.
and then they just kind of phase off, and you don't see what happens to Bender. Whereas I kind of feel like most of the show they're a trifecta.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They I mean, the three of them are the show. I mean,
Yeah.
No, for sure.
that's what it is. But yeah,
But does Bender deserve that? I mean, he doesn't need it. That's the thing.
but he
he's a
kind of
robot.
does. He likes it though.
Yeah.
He puts up that hard front, but he gets his robot feelings hurt.
But I mean, even
Yeah.
still,
Very easily.
the only other
Very, very easily.
He's a whiny baby.
He is a very whiny.
the other romance is we talked about is Kif and Amy.
Oh yeah,
I think I love their romance because it is everything is against them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Fry and Leela, there's nothing in between them. It's just Leela doesn't want to be
it's
with Fry.
Yeah.
But Amy and Kif, they actually like each other.
They like each other,
but
the parents hate
the
him.
parents.
Yeah, I love
And
the
then
parents.
The Idiot
parents
Planet
are
Express crew also
almost
makes things
obs-
problematic.
Yeah.
And then Zapp is just he equals that and more is problematic for Kif.
Oh, yeah.
you know?
And then when he gets pregnant, it's
Yeah.
from Leela. Not
Yeah, it's from
Oh,
Leela.
yeah, shit.
Leela
Yeah.
is the one who
Because his
impregnates
glove
him.
came off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
did that. They did that centrifuge.
Yeah,
you
he
know,
just
like
watched
test
that.
them out.
That's another absurd invention.
Why?
Professor Farnsworth coming in again.
Instead of just like putting in their DNA, they
Nope.
have to get in there.
No,
like
they are the
floor.
When they all get eaten up by, because is that the same one where they get eaten up and they come out as skeletons
Oh,
and they
yeah.
have to like he has to
that's
like grow
different,
their
yeah.
bodies
Oh
back
no,
up?
that's
Yeah.
when
The
they
baby one, right?
that's when they rebooted the series.
Yeah, that's one of the reboots.
And he
yeah.
has to like resurrect all of
He
them.
has to resurrect them all. They're all just skeletons with a head.
Yeah.
Because they were all heads in a jar.
But not even,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
their extremities though. It's like
Yeah.
their spine and their skull.
Yeah.
Like hanging from a clothes rack.
Yes.
Terrifying, objectively, when you think about it. It's not actually funny. It's very scary.
Yeah.
But
Zapp Brannigan is the like Luke Skywalker, like Buzz Lightyear, Zapp Brannigan. He's like the space hero.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely.
What a loser. He's so.
No, what are you talking about?
He's such a jerk. I hate him so much.
He's an enormous asshole.
He picked the Dolores Umbridge of Futurama.
No, but Zapp's actually not a bad guy, though.
No, he's.
No. He just makes you roll your eyes a lot.
No, he's not a bad
He's
guy.
willing to genocide an alien species just to do it.
But he also.
but so is half the cast.
But he's also. I think he's too dumb
to know that
be
it's bad. He doesn't know he's making a moral decision.
Like he doesn't.
Yeah, he's
like,
also not just dumb. He's also malicious and like half the time.
Yeah.
So
whatever
he would
benefits
not,
him, he does it.
Yeah, exactly. So
Whatever comes off like making him look
good,
more
so you're saying
appealing to women.
In the 80s, in the 80s, Texas might have put him to death, but not anymore. You're saying he's. He can't be. You can't blame him for his crimes. Is what you're saying.
All right, that's it for this week's episode, guys.
Anyway, he's slow. He's slow.
He's very slow.
He's special. He's a
I mean,
special
he does
Who's the most
suffer from
special character?
sexlexia.
Yeah. Sexlexia. He does have sexlexia.
He does have sexlexia.
Right. Oh, last thing we need to do. People that responded on Instagram and Twitter, which is 2.
Hey, that's 2 more than last
early
time.
days.
I thought it was just 1.
Early days, right? Early days.
No, we got the wife.
So we now have this to consider.
Like our communal wife.
Yes, our wife.
Yes.
The podcast's wife.
Yeah.
As it were.
So let me see.
We're very progressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're progressive. We're Mormons from the 80s. Before what? When was polygamy outlawed finally?
It's coming back around.
It's coming back around.
Yeah.
Polly.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Erica, my wife, she said.
My wife.
Okay, so whatever. Best Sacha Baron Cohen character. We'll do that one day because he's got a lot.
Oh, Ali G.
Ali G.
Ali G. Hands down. It's got to be.
There's the podcast.
It's got to be Ali G.
Picking the most obscure
there it is. We're done. We don't
ever.
We will literally cut that 5 seconds. That will be the episode for Ali G. Done. She said Amy Wong with exclamation mark points. So
We talked about Amy quite a bit.
Amy Wong is who she said. So she thinks she's the best. Then Fry. Then Nibbler. Although she will admit in person that she's only seen like 10 episodes. But those are. but honestly, she's only seen 10. So it's like a sample size. So she's like distilling it, and she's picked those characters. So
it's the most focused version of Futurama.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the ones
we are confused because we've seen too much.
Yeah.
Oh, sensory
She
overload.
is the most pure.
Too
Yeah.
much content.
Yeah.
Pure distilled Futurama.
Yeah, exactly.
And it ends in dinner.
It's like if you eat a whole gallon of ice cream, you'll feel sick. But if you eat a few bites, and you'll be like, "Oh, it's pretty good," So she's getting the few bites. I think I could eat a whole
I've
gallon.
experienced
I
that.
can't
I could eat a
relate.
whole.
You could eat a whole gallon.
Well, a
yeah.
half gallon is like the Bluebell thing, right?
Yeah,
So it'd be
you'll die.
2 of them hoes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
All right.
Let's do it.
So Nick Armstrong 7, whoever that is, someone
who's
that's
that guy?
someone that's
Who's that
connected with
guy?
us over social media because he's heard about our podcast. No, he's a friend, obviously, but he does really like the podcast.
We used to be locker neighbors for years.
Yep. I mean, I
And
didn't
that's
know that,
part
but yeah.
that's real. That's
said,
real
yeah,
life.
Yeah, like, I knew that. How was that? How was Nick Armstrong the locker neighbor?
So I had a top locker and he had a bottom locker, and he always would hit his head on my locker.
So his character is, we're going to avoid that because he had
He
too
is
many
pretty
hits to the head.
Okay.
Yeah. He is the
Like,
Fry of our
sorry.
friend group.
Just like whatever he says is invalidated.
He says it's Seymour. He said it's Seymour the dog. And he goes, you can't tell me
Oh
otherwise.
yeah, I didn't get to talk about my hatred for
he
people who
waited.
love dogs this episode.
He waited for
You did
Fry.
find that.
Yeah, God, it's
We got to give Nick Armstrong because he's the only person that wasn't my wife that engaged with our social media. So Nick Armstrong 7 said it's Seymour, and you can't tell me otherwise. He waited for Fry for 12 years. This world would be a better place if we all had a best friend like Seymour.
I mean, you can. It's just like any
Sure.
dog.
Very beautiful.
That's
Thank
the
you.
thing is, everybody thinks their dog is
Thank you,
fucking
Nick.
special. Literally, any dog will do that shit. I'm being dead fucking serious. What's the deal with dogs?
But also,
Somebody doesn't have a dog.
apparently they retconned it.
I know. I've had dogs. I've had dogs. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's the difference between the way that I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
No, I agree.
It's like white people think. White people love their dogs.
I love my dog.
I do love my dog, and I am white, so
It's insane.
it's true.
No, it's like the difference between like I know my dog
No,
is
I
think
my
it depends.
John isn't like that.
I think it depends on the seasoning. I think it's all about like.
John
what do you-
said
what do you
that
season the dog.
John will
okay, yeah.
gladly punch a
I like
dog
dog.
if he has to.
Oh, no, I'll punch a dog if I have to, and I have.
A dog like.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on.
Where
Let's get that story. Let's get that story.
Okay, why are you punching a dog?
Your favorite kid.
No, if a dog's trying to attack my dog, like
Yes.
I'm gonna
that is
right here, yes.
like I'm gonna like
We
the
have
dog's
two
gonna.
people fist bumping about punching a dog.
We're imagining that we were punching a dog. Yeah.
The solidarity
It feels so good.
comes from just very unique sources.
Oh no,
here.
no, yeah, that's the
Obviously
thing.
getting covered on the podcast, but yes,
Yeah.
no, a
Absolutely
woman
not.
let her
This is going-
dog off the leash at a kid park, not at a dog
Yeah.
park, not at a park that's both for kids and dogs,
Yeah.
at a kid park. It was like on the slide, stuff like that, and it ran over and jumped on Eleanor, and Eleanor was horrified.
Yeah.
And I ran over and like grabbed the dog by the scruff of the neck and threw it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a big dog. I mean, I had like that mother's strength.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Whenever you're
Mother's
kidding.
Lift
Not
a car.
No,
It's
mother.
mother strength.
Yeah.
The,
I got
the
the
ability
mother-
to lift a car up off
It
of
is
your
not a mother's
child.
strength.
It's also
Mother's
the
strength.
only protection for
Whether it's a father or not. So anyway, I threw this dog, and the woman like came over to me, and she was like, "Oh my!" And I go, "No, no." I just go like this. I wanted to say so much, but I just go, "No, no, no,
Your
no, no."
adrenaline was just
No, no.
in him.
Yeah, and all I could get out
I would
was
have
no.
fucking killed that woman.
And she eventually, she like took her dog away and was just crying.
Yeah.
She was crying. She took
I
her
mean,
dog
but that's
away.
the
And you're
thing.
proud of that too.
That story's staying in the podcast.
You're proud of that one. That was such a good story.
I don't know where it'll go. I'll put this in the beginning. Stay tuned for a story about our dog at the end of the podcast.
One
but-
mention of Seymour, and
Yeah.
here's what we can
If
do.
you love the Seymour episode of Futurama, stay tuned for the end of the podcast. There you go. I recorded it. It's going in now.
I do love dogs.
Yeah.
I love all animals.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna treat a dog like I would treat like my sister, or my brother, or like any.
Treat your
member of
sister
my
like
family.
crap, so I mean.
I call her on the holidays.
Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't call a dog on holidays then? The equivalent?
I doubt I would.
No, he wouldn't even do that.
So when did you punch a dog?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, punching.
He's like, it was at a fucking Metallica concert.
Oh god.
No, it was just it was
We were all punching a dog, I mean.
No, it was walking my dog and a dog off leash. Like my two dogs can they can handle their own. But I also don't want them fighting other dogs.
You don't want them to
because
kill another dog and have that on their
Yeah.
conscience.
Well,
Well, it won't be. It'll be on the dog's conscience.
And so
That's what
I
it
will
means.
gladly go over there and hit the dog if I need to.
Yes.
But like one time, my one dog, the bigger one, this little Chihuahua came running at her and was like trying to attack her, and she just held the dog down by its
Your
throat. My dog held the dog down by its throat and just stood over it and just stared
No
at
way.
it. And the people who owned it were just standing on the other side of the road and they're looking and they're like,
Yeah.
We'll be right back to the show after the sponsored ad. How you doing, folks? Mike Farnsworth here to talk to you a little bit about my new monthly shipment subscription service called Doomsday Devices by Professor Farnsworth. I know what you're thinking. Mike, I'm already subscribed to everything I hear about on a podcast. But I say, why have Blue Apron come to your door once a month when there's a perfectly good Jack in the Box right around the corner? And I guarantee that your house is so full of Funko Pop dolls that you wish you would have canceled your Loot Crate subscription years ago. Well, this new subscription shipment service is completely different, all with life-changing inventions that will change your life. It's called Doomsday Devices by Professor Farnsworth. That's the guy from which I am a clone. Each month, a box will come to your door with a different invention by Professor Farnsworth. One month you might get albino shouting gorillas. Or an Adolf Hitler shark. Figure out what that coin would have said if it would have came up tails in our parallel universe box. And you ain't getting around if you're not using a dark matter engine. So visit our website, doomsdaydevicesbyprofessorfarnsworth.net, and subscribe to our monthly shipments and get an empathy chip for your Benderbot. Get a forwards-only time machine. Contemplate your life's worst decisions in our suicide booth. Just visit doomsdaydevicesbyfarnsworth.net and make your subscription today.
Okay, I think we've given ourselves enough time to digest what we talked about.
Yeah.
And we've given ourselves enough distance where
I'm
we
just
can,
amped up about
where we can
the dog
finally
stuff now.
we can finally make a good decision. Thank you again, Nick, for being our number one fan, our first fan, I guess.
Number 2 because Erica.
Well, but Erica's my wife. She's my
obligated.
wife. Yeah, it's
She's
like
obligated.
she might not be a fan. She's my wife. You know, she's just gonna do it because of that.
I like to think she's your fan.
Yeah.
Well, she's not our wife.
All right, so let's.
Are we gonna do the thing?
We're gonna do the thing. So, do we all know who we're going with?
Of course.
And let's pick who we were convinced, by the conversation.
People seem to stand by their characters.
Typically,
I did it
don't
last
know.
time.
You do.
I'd like to think it's not just.
have you ever voted for another character?
He had to be the tie vote for the horror episode. He picked his character, but then he had to pick his second favorite to
So
break
that's
the
why
tie.
it is good to have an uneven amount of people.
It is good to have an uneven amount. I'm a genius. Anyway,
No, not really.
every time we find out how smart I am by the design of this podcast. So anyway,
Does everybody know the character that is the best character on Futurama? You should know by now.
I know.
We've talked about it for an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah. So we ready?
So it just is what
You
it
know?
is.
Yeah, I'm between two.
So you
No,
don't know.
you go.
No, it
Yeah.
is
Pull the
tough.
trigger.
I'm just gonna.
Well,
Yeah.
when the time comes, you'll know.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna do it. Yeah.
And the time's coming in 3 seconds, so...
All right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Zapp.
Who'd you say?
Did you say Zapp?
Obviously, I said
Zapp.
Zapp.
I said Fry.
I said Bender.
We said Leela. Boom.
I don't know what this is.
That was an uncomfortable
It was actually-
white person history.
I was gonna do a high five.
It's so weird. Oh my god, my taint is like so crazy right now, dude. It feels so bad to watch that. I like witnessed it live. I couldn't
Let's do it
believe
again.
I didn't know what was gonna happen.
It's like they.
So I
it's like
looked away. I
T-Rex
just
arms.
let it happen.
No, it's how Leela would be excited for
Yeah.
something. It's how Leela would do it.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Leela
So you're
wins.
telling me that was planned?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course.
Oh god,
Of course it was.
that was not scripted.
Can y'all believe Leela is the best character in all
I
of
believe it.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. for
I mean,
sure.
I was between Bender and Fry, but
We were talking about
Leela
it.
is also.
I was
like,
gonna pick Leela
Bender
before.
was-
I
Second.
like
Leela's
Leela
always
more
right
than
there,
Fry,
though.
but I just think Fry's a
Fry's
little more
more
important.
essential.
But yeah,
He might be,
No, he
but he's
literally
not.
is.
He now isn't.
yeah.
Oh,
now
I mean, he isn't,
he's
but-
Well, he might be good in certain categories, but he's not
Yeah.
best overall.
Yeah.
Because we just figured it out.
But hey,
It's
decided
Leela.
what the top 4 characters of Futurama is.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Bender, Fry,
Well, no.
Wait, so the
Professor.
and
Well, no.
Zap.
now there's
Professor didn't make it.
now Zapp is above
No,
the
no, no,
Professor.
yeah.
He didn't get voted on.
I know. I'm just kidding.
No, but Leela,
I
I'm
just didn't
satisfied
want
with
him to
that.
have.
Professor is actually my favorite character.
He's what?
Professor is my favorite. I think.
Oh, really?
I don't think he's
Yeah.
not the best, not the most.
Oh, no,
important,
yeah.
but he's my favorite.
Zapp is my favorite and also the best.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Objectively not,
No, no.
right? Yeah.
Tied for second.
Tied for second with Bender and
Yeah,
Fry.
yeah.
I'm glad Bender and Fry made it in. So yeah, top 3. I think
Yeah.
That makes
Well,
sense.
top
That
four.
makes sense.
Top three. Top three.
This
It's definitely top three.
disrespecting the process
It's
here.
definitely a top
This
three.
is the 7th time we recorded. You think we would understand? Both these guys have been here before. They know how this works.
Yeah.
Top 4.
I can't believe it. We did it again. We figured out who the best character is in whatever we're talking about, despite the podcast being called Your Favorite Character Sucks. Now the only question is, what should we do next? You can help us decide by following us at YFCS Pod on Instagram and Twitter and telling us which show, movie, series, book you think we should do. Until then, hit that subscribe button and catch us on the next episode. Thanks for listening.